In recent years, the Duggar family has remained a subject of public fascination, largely due to their reality TV show 19 Kids and Counting, and the subsequent controversies that have surrounded them. The family's strict adherence to conservative Christian values, particularly those influenced by the Institute in Basic Life Principles, has drawn both support and criticism from various corners of society. Now, a new claim from a former member of the IBLP has surfaced, suggesting that Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar were involved in planning and hosting an arranged marriage wedding at their home. While the Duggars have never publicly acknowledged arranging marriages for their children, many of their offspring entered into early marriages, often under circumstances that critics say reflect a culture of control and religious obligation rather than personal choice. The claim comes from a woman who was deeply involved with the IBLP during its peak influence in the late 2000s and early 2010s. She claims to have witnessed firsthand how certain families within the organization, including the Duggars, facilitated relationships between young men and women, often without the full consent or autonomy of the individuals involved. According to this former IBLP member, the Duggars hosted a private wedding ceremony at their sprawling Arkansas home for two teenagers, one from their own extended family and another from a prominent IBLP-affiliated household. The event, she claims, was not publicly advertised, but was attended by close family members and key figures within the IBLP network. The couple had reportedly been encouraged to marry after being paired together through what some describe as a courtship system promoted by IBLP leaders. The former member described the wedding as low-key but formal, with Michelle Duggar overseeing much of the planning. She said that while the couple appeared nervous, they were expected to comply with the arrangement due to the strong emphasis on obedience and submission taught within the IBLP framework. They didn't seem like they had a choice, the former member stated. There was pressure from parents, from church leaders, from everyone around them. It was presented as God's will. This account aligns with broader concerns raised over the years about the Duggars' parenting style and the influence of IBLP teachings on their decisions regarding their children's futures. Critics argue that the Duggars and other families associated with IBLP promoted a form of courtship that often resembled arranged marriages, where young people were discouraged from dating outside of parental supervision and were steered toward specific partners chosen or approved by their parents or mentors. It is important to note that while the Duggars have always maintained that their children made their own choices regarding marriage, several of their adult children have spoken publicly about the limited options they felt they had when entering into matrimony at a young age. For instance, daughter Jill Duggar shared in her memoir that she initially struggled with the idea of marrying her husband, Derek Dillard, because she wasn't sure if it was truly what she wanted. However, she eventually went through with the marriage, which took place when she was just 20 years old. Similarly, son Josh Duggar married Anna Keller when he was 21, following a brief courtship supervised by their families. At the time, the marriage was celebrated within the Duggar community as a proper and godly union. However, later revelations about Josh Duggar's past, including child molestation allegations and his conviction for possession of child pornography, have led many to question the role of family dynamics and the pressure to conform to strict moral codes. While the Duggars have denied any involvement in forcing their children into marriage, the former IBLP member insists that there was a clear pattern of behavior among families connected to the organization. She explained that the Duggars were seen as something of a model family within IBLP circles, and their actions often set the tone for others to follow. They were held up as the ideal Christian family, the former member said. So when they did things like host weddings for very young couples or encourage early marriages, it sent a message to the rest of us that this was the right way to do things. She also pointed out that the IBLP leadership, particularly Bill Gothard, played a significant role in shaping these expectations. Gothard was known for promoting a strict patriarchal worldview in which men were to be the heads of households and women were expected to submit to their fathers and future husbands. Under this framework, romantic relationships were often managed by parents or spiritual mentors, with little room for individual agency. Young people were taught that emotional intimacy before marriage could be spiritually dangerous, and that physical affection should be avoided until the wedding day. This created an environment in which many young people lacked the tools to navigate healthy relationships, yet were expected to commit to lifelong partnerships at a very early age. The former IBLP member believes that the Duggars' involvement in facilitating such unions, whether directly or indirectly, was part of a broader cultural mindset that prioritized obedience over personal freedom. She emphasized that while the Duggars may not have literally signed contracts or forced anyone to marry against their will, the social and spiritual pressure exerted upon young people was immense. "It wasn't about saying no," she said. "It was about knowing that if you did, you'd be labeled rebellious, ungodly, even cursed. That kind of fear doesn't come from nowhere, it's taught." In response to these allegations, representatives for the Duggar family have not issued a direct comment. However, in previous interviews, both Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar have defended their parenting approach, stating that they believe in guiding their children according to biblical principles. "We've always believed in training our children up in the ways of the Lord," Michelle Duggar once said in a televised interview. "We want them to make wise choices, especially when it comes to marriage. We feel like waiting until marriage to be intimate is the best path." Critics, however, argue that this philosophy can lead to unhealthy outcomes, particularly when combined with the lack of comprehensive bad education and emotional preparation for married life. Several former IBLP members have reported feeling unprepared for the realities of adulthood, including managing finances, maintaining healthy communication in marriage, and understanding their own boundaries. The issue of arranged or heavily influenced marriages within the IBLP and affiliated communities remains a sensitive one. Many former members struggle with feelings of betrayal or regret, believing that their youth was manipulated by well-meaning but controlling adults. Others maintain that their early marriages were successful and rooted in faith. What is clear is that the legacy of IBLP and families like the Duggars continues to impact thousands of lives. As more former members speak out, the conversation around consent, autonomy, and religious influence in personal relationships becomes increasingly complex. Whether or not the Duggars directly planned and hosted an arranged marriage wedding, as claimed by the former IBLP member, the underlying issues remain relevant. They touch on broader themes of parental authority, religious doctrine, and the rights of young people to make informed decisions about their own futures. As society continues to evolve in its understanding of healthy relationships and personal agency, the stories of those who grew up in environments like the Duggars serve as cautionary tales and calls for reflection. How much influence should parents have over their children's romantic lives? When does guidance become coercion? And what responsibility do religious institutions bear in shaping the beliefs and behaviors of their followers? These are difficult questions without easy answers, but as long as families like the Duggars remain in the public eye, and as long as former members continue to share their experiences, the conversation will persist and perhaps, slowly, lead to greater awareness and change. Jessa Duggar and Ben Seawald's relationship began within the close-knit environment of the Duggar family, where courtship is deeply rooted in faith, tradition, and parental guidance. Jessa, the third eldest daughter of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, grew up in a household that emphasized strong biblical values, modesty, and waiting for marriage before engaging in romantic relationships. Ben, originally from Florida, was introduced to the Duggar family through mutual friends and shared religious beliefs. Their initial interactions were centered around church activities, youth group events, and other family gatherings, all under the supervision of their parents. This structured approach allowed them to develop a bond based on friendship and spiritual alignment rather than physical attraction or emotional impulsiveness. As they spent more time together, it became evident that they shared a deep connection, leading to discussions about the possibility of pursuing a committed relationship. As Jessa and Ben continued to spend time together, their relationship evolved into a more serious commitment. Under the guidance of both sets of parents, they followed traditional courtship practices, ensuring that their interactions remained respectful and grounded in their shared faith. With each passing month, their bond strengthened as they engaged in conversations about their future, discussed personal goals, and prayed together regularly. By early 2014, after nearly a year of courtship, they felt confident that they were meant to spend their lives together. In February 2014, Ben officially proposed to Jessa, marking a significant milestone in their journey. The engagement was announced to family and friends, and preparations for their wedding soon began. Throughout this time, Jessa and Ben remained focused on building a foundation of trust, communication, and spiritual unity, setting the stage for the next chapter of their lives as husband and wife. Jessa and Ben's wedding took place on June 21, 2014, at the Southern Hills Baptist Church in Springdale, Arkansas. The ceremony was a beautiful reflection of their shared faith and family values, with both families playing an integral role in the celebration. Jessa wore a modest white gown designed by her mother, Michelle Duggar, while Ben donned a classic suit, symbolizing the simplicity and sincerity of their union. Over 500 guests attended the event, including extended family members, close friends, and well-wishers who had followed the Duggar family through their reality TV show, 19 Kids and Counting. The ceremony featured heartfelt vows, scripture readings, and musical performances by Jessa's siblings, making it a deeply personal and meaningful occasion. Following the service, a reception was held at the Duggar family property, complete with a large outdoor tent, homemade desserts, and joyful dancing. The newlyweds embraced their first moments as husband and wife, surrounded by loved ones, marking the beginning of their life together. After their wedding, Jessa and Ben settled into married life, with a focus on strengthening their relationship and adjusting to new responsibilities. They initially lived in Northwest Arkansas, near Jessa's family, allowing them to maintain close ties while gradually establishing their own household. Ben, who had previously worked in construction, transitioned into real estate sales, while Jessa continued to assist with various family-related projects and charitable initiatives. The couple also prioritized spiritual growth, regularly attending church services and participating in small group Bible studies. Despite the challenges of adapting to married life, Jessa and Ben remained committed to open communication and mutual support. They leaned on their faith during difficult moments, relying on prayer and scripture to guide their decisions. Additionally, they welcomed opportunities to counsel younger couples about relationships and marriage, sharing insights from their own experiences. Through these efforts, they laid a solid foundation for their future together, preparing for the next chapter of parenthood. In April 2016, Jessa and Ben joyfully announced that they were expecting their first child. The news was met with excitement from both families, particularly Jessa's parents, who were eager to welcome their first grandchild from their daughters. Throughout her pregnancy, Jessa maintained a healthy lifestyle, incorporating regular prenatal checkups, balanced nutrition, and light exercise. She also continued to share glimpses of her journey with fans through social media updates and occasional appearances on her family's reality show. As the due date approached, Ben actively supported Jessa, attending doctor's appointments and preparing their home for the baby's arrival. In September 2016, they welcomed their son, Spurgeon Marcus Seawald, into the world, a name chosen in honor of famed preacher Charles Spurgeon and Jessa's late grandfather, Marcus Duggar. the couple quickly adjusted to life with their newborn, embracing the joys and challenges of early parenthood. They remained grateful for the support of their families and leaned heavily on their faith as they navigated this new season of life together. Following the birth of Spurgeon, Jessa and Ben embraced their roles as parents with dedication and love. They documented their parenting journey on social media and in interviews, offering glimpses into their daily routines, parenting philosophies, and cherished family moments. In keeping with their conservative upbringing, they prioritized homeschooling, faith-based teachings, and a nurturing home environment. As Spurgeon grew, his energetic personality brought laughter and joy to the Seawold household, further strengthening the bond between Jessa and Ben. In May 2018, the couple received exciting news: Jessa was expecting their second child. The announcement was warmly received by fans and family alike, with Jessa's parents expressing particular delight at the prospect of another grandchild. As she progressed through her pregnancy, Jessa continued to balance motherhood with public appearances, maintaining a positive outlook despite the inevitable challenges of carrying another child. In January 2019, the Seawolds welcomed their second son, Henry Wayne Seawold, named in honor of Jessa's uncle and Ben's father. The addition of Henry deepened their sense of purpose as a family, reinforcing their commitment to raising their children in a loving, faith-centered home. With two young sons, Jessa and Ben found themselves navigating the complexities of parenthood with renewed determination. The transition from a quiet household to a bustling home filled with toddler energy required adjustments in their daily routines, schedules, and expectations. Jessa dedicated much of her time to caring for Spurgeon and Henry, focusing on their development through play, learning activities, and consistent discipline rooted in their Christian values. Meanwhile, Ben balanced his career aspirations with the demands of fatherhood, often reflecting on the importance of being a present and involved parent. The couple remained intentional about carving out quality time for one another, recognizing that maintaining a strong marital bond was essential for their growing family. Whether through simple evening walks, prayer sessions, or weekend getaways when possible, they made efforts to stay connected despite the busyness of daily life. Additionally, they sought wisdom from mentors, including Jessa's parents, on effective parenting strategies and managing work-life balance. Through these experiences, Jessa and Ben continued to grow closer, embracing the joys and challenges of raising their boys together. In early 2021, Jessa and Ben shared the exciting news that they were expecting their third child. The couple expressed gratitude for the opportunity to expand their family, emphasizing their belief in God's blessings and provision. As Jessa navigated another pregnancy, she remained active on social media, offering glimpses into her journey while balancing motherhood and health considerations. The arrival of their third son, Isaiah James Seawold, in October 2021, brought immense joy to the Seawold household. Named after Jessa's late brother James, and inspired by biblical themes, Isaiah's presence added another layer of love and responsibility to their growing family. With 3 young boys, Jessa and Ben embraced the dynamic nature of their home, finding ways to instill structure, faith, and fun into their daily lives. They continued to prioritize family traditions, including bedtime prayers, scripture reading, and regular church attendance. Despite the challenges of raising multiple children, they remained steadfast in their commitment to each other, drawing strength from their shared values and unwavering faith. In 2023, Jessa and Ben joyfully announced that they were expecting their 4th child, continuing their journey as a growing family. The couple shared their excitement with followers, expressing gratitude for the opportunity to raise another child together. As Jessa embarked on another pregnancy, she remained committed to maintaining a healthy lifestyle while juggling the responsibilities of motherhood. Throughout her pregnancy, she openly discussed the physical and emotional aspects of carrying another child, highlighting the importance of faith and perseverance. In July 2023, the Seawolds welcomed their fourth son, Jonah Marcus Seawold, named in honor of Jessa's late grandfather, Marcus Duggar. His arrival brought even more energy and laughter into their home, further enriching the family dynamic. With 4 young boys, Jessa and Ben found themselves fully immersed in the joys and challenges of raising a large household. They continued to rely on teamwork, patience, and their shared spiritual foundation to navigate the demands of parenting. As their sons grew, the couple remained intentional about fostering a strong sense of unity, teaching their children the values of love, respect, and service to others. Through each new season of life, Jessa and Ben's bond remained resilient, deepening their appreciation for the family they were building together. Jill Duggar's 34th birthday was a deeply meaningful occasion, marked by the joyous reunion of family members who had not been seen together in years. Surrounded by her mother, Michelle Duggar, and several of her younger sisters, some of whom rarely appear in the public eye, Jill celebrated with warmth, laughter, and cherished moments that reflected the strong bonds within the Duggar family. The gathering took place at the family home in Springdale, Arkansas, where the Duggars have long maintained their close-knit lifestyle. For Jill, who has faced significant personal challenges in recent years, including the aftermath of her husband Derek Dillard's controversial remarks and the couple's decision to step away from the public spotlight, this birthday celebration served as a comforting reminder of the unwavering support of her loved ones. The event also provided a rare opportunity for fans and followers to catch glimpses of some of the younger Duggar siblings, many of whom have largely remained out of the media since the end of the family's reality TV show, 19 Kids and Counting. Among those present were Felicity, Grace, Mercy, and Ava Joy Duggar, each bringing their own youthful energy and excitement to the festivities. Their presence highlighted the continued importance of family unity despite the various paths each sibling has taken in recent years. As photos and videos from the celebration circulated on social media, they offered a glimpse into the private lives of one of America's most well-known large families, reminding the public of the deep-rooted values and traditions that continue to define the Duggars. The birthday gathering was filled with the kind of warmth and simplicity that has always defined the Duggar family. The home was adorned with cheerful decorations, handmade banners, and balloons, all crafted with love by the younger children. A homemade cake, lovingly prepared by Michelle Duggar and several of her daughters, took center stage, reflecting the family's tradition of celebrating special occasions with heartfelt gestures rather than extravagant displays. Laughter echoed through the house as family members caught up on each other's lives, sharing stories, inside jokes, and memories that only those raised in such a large household could truly understand. Throughout the day, Jill was showered with affection from her siblings, nieces, and nephews, all of whom made an effort to make her feel cherished. There were moments of playful teasing, especially from her younger sisters, but also plenty of hugs and expressions of love that emphasized how much Jill is valued within the family. Michelle, ever the matriarch, ensured that everything ran smoothly, keeping the atmosphere light and joyful while making sure everyone felt included. The celebration was not just about marking another year in Jill's life, but also about reinforcing the deep connections that bind the Duggars together, even as they navigate different stages of life. For Jill, being surrounded by familiar faces and the comforting rhythms of family life was especially meaningful after years of personal upheaval. In recent times, she and her husband, Derek Dillard, had distanced themselves from the public eye following a period of intense scrutiny over Derek's past comments and the couple's decision to relocate overseas. While they have since returned to the United States, their appearances have remained relatively low-key, making this reunion all the more significant. Being back among her family, celebrating in the way she had grown up with, allowed Jill to reconnect with the foundation that has always supported her, offering a sense of stability and belonging during a time of transition. Among the highlights of Jill's birthday celebration was the rare appearance of her younger sisters Felicity, Grace, Mercy, and Ava Joy Duggar, all of whom have largely stayed out of the public eye in recent years. Each of them brought a unique energy to the gathering, offering fans and followers a chance to see how they have grown and evolved beyond their childhood roles. On 19 Kids and Counting, Felicity, now 20, appeared poised and confident, engaging warmly with her siblings and cousins. She has often been described as one of the more reserved Duggar daughters, yet her presence at the celebration underscored her enduring connection to the family. Though she has kept a relatively low profile, occasional social media updates have shown her pursuing creative interests, particularly in music and writing. Grace, 18, exuded youthful enthusiasm throughout the festivities, capturing moments with her phone and actively participating in conversations with her older siblings. As one of the last Duggar children to grow up under the full scrutiny of the family's reality TV fame, Grace has navigated adolescence in a unique environment, balancing personal growth with the expectations that come with being part of such a well-known family. Her presence at the gathering demonstrated her continued involvement in family events, suggesting that despite growing up in the shadow of public attention, she remains closely tied to her roots. Mercy, 16, and Ava Joy, 14, brought an undeniable liveliness to the celebration, embodying the playful spirit of youth. Both girls have rarely been seen in public since the end of the family's television series, making their appearances particularly noteworthy. Mercy, known for her sweet demeanor, seemed comfortable interacting with her older siblings, while Ava Joy displayed the typical energy of a teenager, eager to capture memories with her family. Their presence reinforced the idea that, despite the changes the Duggar family has undergone in recent years, the core values of togetherness and familial support remain intact. These rare glimpses into the lives of the younger Duggar sisters provided a refreshing reminder of the family's evolving journey. While some of their older siblings have pursued independent paths, these younger girls continue to embody the traditional upbringing that has long defined the Duggars. Whether through quiet confidence, artistic pursuits, or youthful exuberance, each of them contributes to the family dynamic in their own way, ensuring that the next generation of Duggars carries forward the same sense of unity and love that has always been central to their identity. As the Duggar family gathered to celebrate Jill's milestone birthday, it became evident that their relationships have continued to evolve in meaningful ways, shaped by both personal growth and the shifting dynamics of their once public lives. Despite the many transitions the family has experienced, including marriages, relocations, and varying levels of public engagement, their commitment to maintaining strong familial ties remains steadfast. For Jill, reconnecting with her mother and younger sisters in such an intimate setting reaffirmed the depth of those bonds, highlighting how the family continues to serve as a source of strength and comfort amid life's inevitable changes. In recent years, the Duggar siblings have taken divergent paths, with some choosing to embrace a more visible role in the public sphere, while others have opted for greater privacy. Jill's return to the family fold, even if only temporarily, underscored the enduring nature of their relationships, proving that despite individual journeys, the foundation of their unity remains intact. Michelle Duggar, ever the nurturing presence, played a pivotal role in fostering this sense of togetherness, ensuring that every family member felt included and valued. Her ability to create a space where open communication, shared experiences, and emotional support thrive has been instrumental in maintaining the family's cohesion, even as they navigate new chapters in their lives. The celebration also highlighted the evolving role of the younger Duggar siblings, who are gradually stepping into adulthood while still maintaining the closeness instilled in them from childhood. Felicity, Grace, Mercy, and Ava Joy, though at different stages of life, all contributed to the warmth of the gathering, demonstrating that the next generation of Duggars is continuing to uphold the values of loyalty, faith, and family that have long defined their household. As they grow older, their interactions with their older siblings will likely take on new dimensions, further shaping the family's collective narrative in the years to come. As Jill Duggar embraced another year of life, surrounded by the people who have always been her greatest source of love and support, the celebration served as a powerful testament to the enduring strength of the Duggar family. Through the highs and lows, separations and reunions, the Duggars have consistently found ways to come together, reinforcing the values that have defined them for generations. This birthday gathering was more than just a festive occasion, it was a reaffirmation of the deep familial bonds that continue to hold them close, even as individual paths diverge. For Jill, returning to the comforts of home and reconnecting with her mother and younger sisters offered a moment of solace and renewal, a reminder that no matter where life takes her, she will always have a place within the family that raised her. Looking ahead, the Duggar family appears poised to continue navigating life with the same resilience and devotion that has carried them through so many chapters. With each sibling forging their own journey, whether in marriage, career, or personal growth, the family remains a constant source of guidance and encouragement. The presence of the younger Duggar sisters at Jill's celebration also signals the ongoing evolution of the family dynamic, as the next generation steps into adulthood while preserving the traditions and values instilled in them from childhood. As the Duggars move forward, their story remains one of perseverance, faith, and unwavering commitment to one another, a legacy that will undoubtedly shape their future in meaningful ways.